Howdy folks, I'm avoidant little awkwardly acknowledging annoying aardvarks.
I'm Amber.
Here are more annoying aardvarks for us to acknowledge. Let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for starting a new job in 2 days, but I haven't told my current employer? I've been working for a small business for 3 years. The owner is pretty cool, the job isn't hard, and I'm given a lot of freedom. About a year and a half ago, business started to get a little rough. Every once in a while, he would let me know my paycheck would be a little late. I worked with him because it was never more than 3 days late. Over time, the late checks became more frequent, and he stopped letting me know if they were going to be late. I told him multiple times to let me know if they were going to be late, but he keeps sending them late without letting me know. Well, then comes December 2024, which was a bad month for the business. That month, he paid me a quarter of what I earned, and again failed to let me know. It keeps happening, and now I'm behind on bills. I landed another job behind his back and didn't tell him because I was waiting for all the pre-employment mumbo-jumbo to clear. I got a call today saying that everything is cleared, starting Thursday. I will tell my current employer tomorrow. Am I the jerk for leaving him on such short notice? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, I mean, what the employer is doing is probably illegal. You can't just not pay your employees. Like, I understand it's a small business. He doesn't have the money at the moment, but that is no right to, like, not pay your employees. If you can't keep business going, you need to shutter.
I think that the right thing for him to have done in this situation, the employer, would have been to give OP notice and an option to work in under these circumstances, right? OP did what any reasonable person would do. The bills aren't getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
Loyalty doesn't pay the bills.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, that's really what it boils down to. You can't go up to the supermarket counter and be like, "Yeah, I'm loyal to my boss. Can you give me food?" They're not going to, allow you to get groceries that way. Your landlord isn't going to let you pay rent with the loyalty of your boss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understand that he's under a lot of stress, and it feels like probably he's developed some kind of avoidant behavior because he's ashamed of not being able to pay OP. He doesn't want to confront it, and he doesn't want to face the reality. But he's only made things worse by shutting down those lines of communication. And instead of building trust, like what you need to do if you're employing someone, he's kind of broken that trust and, left OP out to dry. So OP didn't do anything wrong here unless there was a contract that they needed to honor. But seeing as how he hasn't paid OP, I think that even under those circumstances, it would be hard for a court to judge against OP.
Right. Like, if he were to take OP to court, he's probably going to be in major trouble for not paying OP the wages they're earned.
Well, I mean, I would think that would be a violation of the contract,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he would be the one who violated that contract first. And I think that the only thing that OP might have been able to do differently here is tell them ahead of time that they were potentially looking for another job if they can't pay them. But you never know how people get with those kinds of things
Mm-hmm.
because, if you say that you're quitting, he might start treating OP unfairly or
Mm-hmm.
harshly. So it's a hard thing to do. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Love Beach 8 says, not the jerk. Just tell him that you'll be late for work, but don't go. Then the next day, tell him that you'll be late to work, but then don't go. And on the third day, tell him that you'll be just as late as your paychecks have been, and you'll be leaving for good. Hopefully, he'll mail you your last paycheck if he owes you a lot of money. If not, then you can email the labor board department if you're in the US, or something similar wherever you are. And Jeepers Creeper 74 says, not the jerk, tell him that you would have preferred to give more notice, but the new employer is demanding an immediate start. If you were not painted into a financial corner as a result of late and missing wages, you would have been in a better position to negotiate on the start date. But under the circumstances, you had no choice but to accept. And True Button 6471 says, best answer so far. I actually like that answer a lot more than I like the first answer.
Yeah, the first answer is not a good one. You don't want to burn bridges like
Mm-hmm.
that. I mean, I think just, kindly explaining that, yeah, you gotta take what you gotta take because you can't pay your bills. Like, that's all there is to it.
Starvation is a powerful incentive. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for being worried about my girlfriend going abroad with the family that she's nannying for? Hey people, my girlfriend has recently just become a nanny for a wealthy couple with 2 kids. One is a 2-year-old girl and another is a 5-year-old autistic boy. She's been there for 2 months and today they've just asked her to go to holiday with them and the kids' auntie, uncle, grandma, and granddad, as well as the kids' cousins. Straight away, this freaked me out, and I've asked my partner to ask them if I can come along, as I don't personally trust/know the family enough to trust them to have my partner to be with them for a week. Am I being paranoid and overprotective? My girlfriend has already called me extreme. I'm naturally quite a paranoid person, and certain things I've heard make me question the couple. This incident has just set that off. Am I being the jerk? Am I being paranoid? Or do I have a reason to be concerned for her? All right, folks, what do you think?
Yeah, OP, I think you need to take a major step back. OP's girlfriend, if you are listening to this, do not, under any circumstance, ask your employer if your boyfriend can tag along. They are hiring her to do a job. That job is to watch the kids, not to like have her boyfriend like standing over her shoulder managing her all the time.
Mm.
It makes her look incompetent as an employee. It makes them wonder like the audacity of asking them to finance another person on this trip. It's not a good look any way around. Like, you have to trust your girlfriend that she's a competent individual and can take care of herself.
Yeah, and I also kind of want to point out, like, there's a little bit of an ickiness in here where he's like, I don't trust them with my girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
right? She's a grown woman. She can take care of herself,
Well,
right?
exactly. It feels very infantilizing. Like,
Yeah,
I have to watch out for her and protect her.
yeah.
Like, it sounds more like someone talking about their minor daughter than it does talking about a romantic partner.
So I think that OP really needs to reconsider the position that they're taking here and kind of examine their feelings. Again, like if she feels like this is a bad situation, then she can get out of there, if she can, right? But, you know, she gets to make her own decisions, her own life decisions. If this is something that she wants to do, if it's a risk that she's willing to take, if she doesn't have the same feelings of paranoia as you, then you need to respect her decision on those matters.
Right, and I'd recommend OP, maybe going into some therapy for anxiety to help them manage these kind of difficult emotions. I understand being concerned about a loved one when they're overseas, especially if this is the first time they're going overseas. But you also have to accept that they are their own person. They have made it, however many odd years of their life to this point, and they are probably going to be able to handle things just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Now if it would reassure you and she's amenable to it, you could always come up with some backup plans in case she does feel unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure she has like a clear plan, but that would be the extent of it. And again,
Yeah.
only if she's open to entertaining that.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And the Get Up Kids 678 says, You're the jerk, and it would be wildly inappropriate for her to even ask for you to attend. This is her job, and nannying will often involve some type of travel. Your girlfriend is working in the family's home with her young children, which indicates a level of trust is being built on both sides. Question, is your girlfriend in any way nervous to attend the trip? If so, she could alleviate some of her concerns by getting more information on accommodations, possible sharing of bathrooms, and other expectations. And Proud Geek 1019 says, You're the jerk. Nannies traveling with their families is super common. You are overbearing and controlling and likely won't have a girlfriend for long if you don't seek help for those behaviors. You have no right to insist that her employer, because that's what they are, allow you to attend their holiday. If you're not concerned about her being in their home, taking care of their children, then you have no right to be concerned if she travels. Yikes, I'm assuming that you're quite young based on this level of extreme reaction. And I also kind of want to point out, like, what happens if she had to go on a business trip somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so if, say she wasn't in this line of work, but if she had to go to some place, had to take out a hotel and stuff like that, and how would he feel about that? And I think he needs to examine those feelings as well, because again, I'm guessing there would be some level of similar behavior here.
Right. It seems like he's inherently distrusting of anyone else and, wants to protect her, but it's, not in a helpful way. It's in an overbearing, I need to micromanage your every move so I can make sure you're safe.
Yeah. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Accepting a Bonus and Then Quitting? I worked for a company as an engineer. I originally told the owner that I expected $35 an hour, which was the average for my position at the time. I agreed to $24 an hour to then work my way up as I proved myself. Yes, I was that naive. After 2 years, they have bumped my pay up to $26 an hour. I've brought up my expected pay from way back when, but I was told to keep working for it. Another company sent me a job offer for about $54 an hour and better benefits. I had planned to accept the offer and had the final interview set up where I was going to give my answer. The day that I was supposed to give my answer, the owner brought me into a meeting which had a lot of higher ups. He and the other managers congratulated me on my hard work, said I finally qualified for the bonus program, and then gave me a $5,000 bonus check. The kudos and the bonuses were nice, but I had been saying that I expect a certain pay for 2 years. I had gone above and beyond my duties. The average for my position had gone up in that time, and I was very open with my boss about that. I took the bonus and I accepted my new job offer, and I told my manager the next day. I was told that I shouldn't have accepted the bonus and that it was immoral. From my point of view, the bonus is a thank you for all my hard work, not a bribe to keep me on. Should I have not accepted the bonus? Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk. The bonus was payment for work you had already rendered. It was not with expectation of future work. And the bonus doesn't even begin to touch what they've been underpaying OP for all this time.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, it's nice to have some extra money in their pocket, but they are still grossly underpaying OP. And so hopefully this will be a lesson to the company that if they want to retain valuable employees, they can't just throw out the occasional bonus. They need to actually invest in them.
Yeah, I mean, the writing was on the wall from the very beginning. OP gave an expectation about how much they expected to be paid. They were given a vetting period. They went above and beyond. They got this bonus check. The thing that they should have done, though, was raise OP's wages, right? They only have themselves to blame here. And again, a bonus check is for work that's done. It's not a contract. It's not a sign-on bonus type of thing, right? Because if you have a sign-on bonus, there's the expectation that you're going to work for a certain amount of time. But this was a bonus for work done, work accomplished. So they need to accept that that's just the way it goes. And honestly, they owe OP a lot more than $5,000.
Well, that's the thing. The people being immoral are the company who are saying one thing and doing another.
Yeah. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Update. Will I be the jerk if I move out of my apartment knowing that my fiance and his mom can't afford it without me? I moved out. This one pretty much is the title. Do you want to give a synopsis?
Yeah, so basically OP's partner moved his mom in. She was supposed to get a new teaching job, but she didn't. And so, and she's been making all kinds of demands on OP, and OP has gotten fed up of having to deal with her nonsense.
Yeah. So let's dive in. Hey everyone. I've been getting a lot of requests for an update, so I wanted to let everyone know how it went when X's mom found out about me not covering all of the rent and moving out. Last week, I started working out of my friend's apartment, the one that I'm moving in with, so I didn't see X's mom on Monday. Tuesday, around lunch, she sent me a text asking where I was. I told her that I was working and that I would be home late tonight. She replied that X told her that I wasn't going to be contributing as much, so she had to loan him money for rent. That wasn't a surprise to me, and I just replied with a thumbs up emoji. I had plans with my friend and her roommate, who I'm also friends with, to go out for dinner and to get some drinks. So by the time that I get home, it was after midnight, and X's mom was already asleep. The fun started Wednesday morning. I was getting ready to go to work at my friend's place when X's mom stopped me and said that we need to discuss my financial situation. She then went on this whole tirade about her having to cover my part of the rent, me making foolish choices by going out to dinner when I couldn't even pay rent, that I was irresponsible with money and inconsiderate of the impact that it had on others, blah, blah, blah. She went on to say that if she was going to have to pay for my share of the rent, that she expected me to do a better job of keeping on top of chores and keeping the apartment clean and organized. I told her that I was moving out since obviously soon-to-be ex hadn't told her yet. She seemed, I don't know, pleased with herself. All she had to say was, maybe it's for the best. Well, when I got home that night, right off the bat, she wanted to talk. She said that instead of me moving out, we could get a bigger apartment, and she would be willing to help by paying the difference between the 2-bedroom and the 3-bedroom. Then we could go back to the arrangement the ex and I had before she moved in, me paying 2/3 of the balance and him paying 1/3. Honestly, when she was saying this, I think that my brain vapor locked. She was making it sound like she was doing us a favor by offering to pay the increase in rent. Apparently, this man-child, who tells his mom literally every single thing about our lives and relationship, hadn't even bothered to tell his mom how much I was actually contributing. It seemed like once she discovered that X wasn't paying for everything like she thought, she wasn't as excited about me moving out. I tried to be polite and I told her that I had already given notice to our apartment complex that I was moving out at the end of the month and already committed to move in with my friend. She kept pushing the issue and said that if she was willing to pay the difference, that I should stay because that would really be best for everyone. By then, I was getting annoyed, and I told her that because of the way that she has been acting and treating me, I had no interest in living with her anymore. That's when the best line of this whole dumpster fire came out of her mouth. She said that she was worried that I was taking advantage of her son, and if we had told her about our financial arrangement, she would have been more understanding of why I wasn't keeping up with the apartment. I told her that maybe a good lesson from this is try to be nice to everyone in the future and not just people that you think can help you. And I asked her why she didn't help out more since she wasn't doing anything productive all day. She did not like either of those comments and got pretty hostile with both of us yelling at each other. And to be fair, we both said some pretty awful things to one another. Finally, I told her that I was going to inform the rental office that she had been living there contrary to the lease agreement because getting evicted would be worth it to see her living on the streets. I grabbed my laptop and I went to my friends. I didn't even bother packing an overnight bag. The next afternoon, Thursday, X texted me and said that he had added his mom to the lease effective the first day of the month and that she and his dad, I have no idea how that poor man got roped into this, would pay for half of the rent and X would pay for the other half. I confirmed with the property manager that I was off the lease and that I didn't have any further obligation. I got it in email, so I have a record. I put disconnect orders in for the utilities under my name and I told him to call and set up accounts under his name. I'm going to lose the damage deposit. It goes to whoever's living there when the lease ends, but it's a small price to pay to be free. On the way home, I stopped and I got a bunch of boxes to pack up my stuff. She was pretty hostile when I got home, and when she saw how much I was taking, she got worse. I ended up taking Friday off to finish packing, and Saturday got some friends to help me move some stuff to my new place. I'm going to pay my friend some rent for the next 2 weeks until the other one moves out. They didn't want me to do this, but I'm not going to stay in someone's home and not contribute. If nothing else, living with X and his mom have taught me that. Well, last night, X and I got together and talked for the first time since Saturday. He said that his mom is staying until June when the lease is up and that she's moving back to their hometown. According to him, she just didn't really like living there and that's why she didn't try to find a job. Then he asked me how long of a break I thought that we should take. And a few commenters gave me a hard time for stringing him along, so I was brutally honest and I told him that I could not be with someone that allowed others to treat me the way he allowed his mom to treat me, and that I hope that he learned to stand on his own and establish some boundaries. He looked like he was going to cry and he just got up and left. As far as I'm concerned, this whole thing is over and done. I'm going to call it a learning experience and be glad that I found out how awful X's mom is before we got married. The thing that amazes me is the amount of damage that this woman leaves in her wake and how utterly oblivious she is. She destroyed our engagement and relationship. She is leaving her ex in a much worse financial situation, pushed back her ex-husband's retirement by I don't know how many years, since now he'll likely have to pay off the mortgage or a second mortgage he had to get to pay half of her equity. And she made my life a living nightmare for 6+ months. And she's walking away completely unscathed. According to my ex, she's going to go back to her hometown and pick up her old teaching job. I'm thinking about going to visit my parents next week and working from their home. I want to tell them how boring and undramatic they are and how I'm so grateful for that and I love them for it. All right, folks, what do you think of that update?
I mean, I'm glad that OP is out, and hopefully this can be a learning lesson for X that you can't be spineless.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's the important thing here is that I think everyone is walking away with a lesson except for the mother-in-law. I mean, she's just walking away with the whole lesson of, well, at least I can move back home and always have a safety net.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the ex in the smallest modicum because like I feel like he wanted things to work out with the relationship, but he also wanted to please his mom. And I think that he should go into counseling and talk to them about like this, how he has to do these things to please his mother, right?
I mean, certainly I think he should go into counseling to work on his setting boundaries, but I do not feel a modicum of anything for him because of the way he let his mom walk all over OP.
Yeah, I mean, he needed to stand up,
Mm-hmm.
right? He needed to put a foot down, and he needed to be the one who told his mom that if she couldn't respect OP, then she needed to go back home,
Well, and
right?
it also seems like he gave her a false impression of the financial situation.
Well, I mean, actually, you bring up a really good point about that, right? Because he's never made any mention about finances at all, right?
And she seemed to be under the impression that he was like paying all or the majority of the money and that OP was basically freeloading.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, like, when OP talked to him on multiple occasions, maybe he could have gone to his mom and been like, "Hey, Ma, look, she's doing all this stuff here. She's paying most of the bills.
Mm-hmm.
Lay off of her, right?" But instead, he's just like, well, I can't upset my mom, my mommy, and I'm gonna let her, do whatever she does, type of thing, right?
Yeah, well, it seems like he may even have like lied to her and said, "Oh, OP can't pay the rent anymore, so I need you to pick up her part," or something like that.
Yeah.
Instead of saying that OP is moving out and that's why she's not paying any more rent.
Mm-hmm. Like she was gonna discover the reality of it at some point in time. Why didn't he just come out and say it, right?
Well, he was probably hoping that if he got his mom paying rent, that would be the end of the issue.
Mm. Well, I mean that would only create more
Oh,
issues.
it would.
He doesn't understand. I don't think he even understood the issue, right? And I think the sad thing is, like in the previous post, one of the things he said was like, "But who's going to take care of my mom," or something to that effect, right? Or what will my mom think, or something, right? And OP's over there like, I don't care what your mom has
Mm-hmm.
to say or where she's going to go or anything. It's your mom, it's your problem, type of thing, right?
Well, the thing is, it seems like the mom has more people in her corner than she even needs.
Oh yeah. So I feel bad for OP more than anything in this situation, and I really hope that their future relationships are better and they have less spineless men in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
Why shouldn't you go on a date with an ice vampire?
Oh, I can tell you exactly why you shouldn't go on a date with an ice vampire. Because, contrary to common folklore, an ice vampire is a vampire sculpted from ice and then animated with a magic hat. You might think that this is just a cheap Frosty the Snowman ripoff type of thing, where his fangs, or her, this is an equal opportunity, or they, are just carrots sticking out of their face. But no, that would be a wrong assumption. And so the thing is that you don't want to hang out with these people, and I'll call them people because, they're still magically imbued with the spirit of something. Christmas? Spirit of Christmas. And despite that, you would think that maybe they would sing and dance and play and stuff like that with the children, but no, they'll just eat you. And it's horrifying because they have carrot teeth.
You might get frostbite.
Like I said, carrot teeth. And I have Mega Mint.
And today is National Random Acts of Kindness Day, so absolutely nothing to do with the joke.
So yeah, make sure to go find yourself a nice vampire and dance with them. I don't know. That's an random act of kindness.
Do something nice for someone in your life who is not a nice vampire.
Move out of your ex's house and give them the courtesy of knowing that you're not getting back together with them. That's a random act of kindness. I don't know. Do we have any random acts of kindness in this one? Like,
It would have been better for yesterday's episode with all the wholesome stories. Give someone a cupcake if they like cupcakes.
give everyone cupcakes. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Manic Monday, folks. I hope your Monday is off to a great start. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it on employers and employment.
Don't undervalue your employees.
Don't undervalue your employees. Don't not pay your employees. Yeah, those kinds of things. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.